Alright, summative tests and course evaluation. Supplemental assessment. Supplemental assessment, the replay over the pre-test, given the participant were unaware of the pre-test. Where repeat repetition provided the opportunity to see if there was change of the participant skill, the refer of the pre-test, and instructions administered of the test. Scoring summative assessment over the time allows each of the participants to check his or her own test with the reaffirm that is known with the grading with explain with the purpose of the test is really more about the test effectiveness of the course than anything else. With a matter of judgment, whether the participant should be able to compare with the pre-test score against the post-test score, whether the end participant score with the pre-test score were universally highly, they meet counterproductive to make with the comparisons to the test below. Evaluating pre-test and post-test, the difference of the pre-test was very high. Were highly, virtually everyone in groups 9 and 10 got them correct, and reasonably expect the change of the protest. Statistically, it wouldn't be unusual that some of the individuals score with actually the decrease on the retest under the condition that doesn't necessarily imply that the course was without value. As long as the participants were engaged material they have with the positive response of the course evaluation form and the course of the affirm value important to build and see with the communication of the non-meaningful of the calculate with the class of the average of the pre and post of the if there was fewer than 15-20 participants. Particularly, it would be likely to do with the course to have with more than 5 to 6 participants. In this case, singly extremely high, low score with the group would easily affect the class of the average. This would mean the average would not be very good and indicate how everyone did in a whole. With the small groups, often better to ask with the extent of the individual improve with the 5 people that participate in the class of the result with the 3 people that improve with the shave. One stayed the same, one decline in the score. It would be reasonable to say that the qualitatively the course appears to be effective, especially with the note where the person with a low pre-test score shows substantial improvement. Another technique with evaluation small group that would be likely to ask the most common score was, for example, if 5 people had the score with the first test 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, and the first test most common score would be 5. One of the second tests would be 4, 8, 8, 8, and the 10 most common score would be 8. It would be safe to say that the skills of the group as a whole has increased. If the pretest were not high at 8 or higher, the summative assessment score that did not show the increase, please consider the following questions. What was general course climate? Whether the social work factor of the might whether contributed to minimal engagement course with a substantial number of the participants, whether any of the confusing with the test itself the cause of the people that answer the incorrectly with the majority of the participants intended with the room in the second day of the course. Could they there have been anything with the way with the conduct of the class there might be have the made with the position of the participation interaction whether there is too much. Is there any apparent relation between the participant performance and their evaluation course of the instruction and course evaluation? Course evaluation. The purpose of the course evaluation provides insight with how the course and the delivery of it might be improved. With evaluation updated as adapted to one used with the University of Washington evaluate small discussions based classes. There are 22 questions with adaptive of the question 1 through 7 to 19, 22 cover the course of the structure of the content of the question. 8 through 18 cover the instruction material of the cover the evaluation form director. After some of the evaluation has been administered, check out the handout of the course evaluation forms explaining that the responses are anonymous. The date, location, and time line should be filled within historical references only when completed. Place face down and location away from the instructor. The last person shall shuffle the order of the pages. Interpreting the course evaluation result of the best over the time over the course evaluation reassess the participants sometime after the conclusion of the course sees the outcome based on the end of the course continue with the persist in case of the read back, hear back course of the how of the follow up with the kind of the address of the not particular with the addition logistic problems roughly half of the course of the dedicated with the change of the attitude participants with the safety issues inherent with the communication base but attitudes are notoriously difficult to assess with the context of the course certainly not less difficult with the follow up given the limitation of the discussed above with the call the common practice of the participant evaluate with the course questionnaire with the end of the course problems questionnaire approach of what some can tell with the halo effect with the participant have with a relatively good time on the rate of it everything high. Unfortunately, people can have a good time and not learn anything. Conversely, having people that work harder than they have anticipated might less be enthusiastic questionnaire respond with even though they actually learned useful skills. Question: did you ask yourself reviewing the course evaluation form? Did the class fail to show an improvement of some of the assessment post test of the scores low, medium, and the pre-test really did not improve with the post-test. You should review the course evaluation forms carefully. Remember questions 1 through 7 to 19 to 22 about the course questions. 18 to 18 are about you. Consistently low response of the item. Range of the item should be considered seriously. Try to think of the ways to improve the course or your delivery of it. It can be difficult to review the evaluation yourself with the instructor. Remember, the evaluations are about the presentation style, but not about what your worth as a person. Low ratings of the items at 8 and 18. Simple hints with a change of the instructional style, but it is not psychoanalysis. Finally, interpret and participants are forced to take the class of their own time and into the placing being paid with doing regular work, and all bets off. Did the class show a substantial improvement in post-test and give the both of the course high ratings on the course evaluation? Congratulations are in order, but you still look carefully over the course evaluations to over the things out with the highest rank and capitalize on the strengths of the make of the course even better. The class have the highest score pretest give it either with the course low ratings, the course evaluation. In this case, the first consideration probably about the course, and particularly with its items 1 through 7 to 9 through 22 receive the brunt of the low ratings. Content of the must have have been too simple of the somehow the difficult off target of the group content revisions improbable in order to continue the curve of the subsequent class. 4. Where the class's pre-post-test scores okay with the course evaluation ratings above average. In this case, the probably should take with the individual question response grade and solve the typical course evaluation response with above average across the board with the items pretty and falling into these categories and find one or more 2 items with low ratings across the board. You might want to give it a consideration. Otherwise, keep in mind that the course evaluation questionnaires are not terrible or reliable. Scattered high or low ratings probably don't mean much. Read back, hear back, course answer, direction, probably write down the name of the line below, list it with the table of the extreme with the first check with a yes or no, indicate whether the extreme was correct or not, or not, extreme with it not correct, and then check with the type of the error with the thing you would have made. There is more than one type of the error, was no, was it not. Name, sample of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, yes, correct, yes or no, type of error. Dispatcher communications evaluation form. Restriction on the lines provided. Please enter for the day of the location where the course was taken anonymous from the form of the pre-post test performance class was reviewed and revision in this course content method delivery. The day of the course was taken, location when the course was taken, and respond with each of the question page of the file of the check went over the box representing with the response to each question. So for the end of the course as a whole, the one course was content was excellent, very good, good, fair for the poor, very poor. Course organization was, use class time was, assessment procedure, pretest quiz, and final test were, quality question of the problems raised was, interest level of class session was, instruction and contribution of the course was, instructor's effectiveness in teaching the subject matter was, instructor preparation of the course was, instructor discussion later was, instructor's contribution discussion was, instructor's enthusiasm was. 14. Encouragement given to students to express themselves. 15. Conductive class atmosphere and student learning. 16. Student confidence, instructor knowledge was. 17. Instructor openness, student views was. 18. Instructor interest in whether students learn was. Relative similar cost was taken as. 19. Intellectual challenge presented was higher, average, or lower. 20. Your active participation in the course was higher, average, or lower. 21. Relevance, usefulness, course of content were higher, average, or lower. And 22. Amount of learning of the course was higher, average, or lower. Show the bingo sheets, and that's the rest of the manual. And I didn't look over this type of sheet. We have mass unit conversions, length, English to metrics, length to area, mass to weight, volume, temperature with the temperature, quick inch centimeter length conversion, quick Fahrenheit Celsius temperature conversion. That completes the reading of Railroad Dispatcher Communication Training Materials, U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Railroad Administration.